the day goes by, many informations are being released. The president of the Arewa Youth Consultative Forum, Alhaji SHETIMA, has alleged that the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, NNAMDI KANU, is behind the arrest and probe of Ibrahim MAGU, the suspended EFCC chairman. According to him, NNAMDI KANU made the move because MAGU refused to release ßEHIND after the ultimatum he gave him expired. And this is reported by a platform called Savannah Reports. Here is what he said. He said, "I have said it severally that NNAMDI KANU is the problem of this country. Because MAGU failed to release ßEHIND after the 14 days ultimatum he gave. That's why it took his name to the international community, where they said that MAGU is also corrupt, and the United States and the United Kingdom forced Nigeria to arrest MAGU. But why is it that the same KANU is here to expose his fellow corrupt Igbo politicians? He is from Abia State, same place their former governor, TARG, embezzled over 550 billion naira. He has not said anything, but if it is to talk bad of we Northerners, he will be fast to do it. Recall now that IPOB, in a statement by its media and publicity secretary, Ima Powerful, alleged that a particular section of the country sees Nigeria as a permanent oil field and private estate assigned to them by the British government in 1960. The indigenous people of Biafra said the arrest, detention, and subsequent suspension of MAGU is another prophecy of NNAMDI KANU fulfilled shortly after he made it. IPOB wondered why an agency formed by former President Olusegun Obasanjo has never been held by any other person except the Northerners. If you could go backwards, you will see the people that have held that position, Waziri, Ribadu, and Ribadu started this, and followed by one lady came in, Waziri, two other men, and what we have today is MAGU. He said that these Northerners ran this EFCC as if it is a private estate. And let us be very sincere. Let us look at the people who somehow got themselves as chairman of EFCC from the inception of it. Who are the people that got themselves involved in this? Now, aside MAGU being held at the moment, we had Farida Waziri, and we had we had Nuhu Ribadu. These people are all from the north. They are all from the north. And one will wonder why it is that the people from the north are only the people that have that. Is it that they are the only ones that have that knowledge, they have the understanding, or they are the people of integrity? And right now, another man has taken over, and this person that has taken over, he is still from the north of Nigeria. He's still from the north of Nigeria. So people decided to look much more into this. And like I said, this agency was inaugurated or recommended or brought about by Olusegun Obasanjo, and the mandate is to receive and investigate reports of corruption. In appropriate cases, they prosecute the offenders, and they also examine, they review, they enforce the correction of corruption-prone systems and procedures of public bodies with a view to eliminating corruption in public life, and to educate and to enlighten the public on and against corruption and related offenses with a view to enlisting and fostering public support for the fight against corruption. This is just what it is. Forget that that institution, that agency, EFCC, is a very sensitive one, very important one, because that agency coupled with DSS, these two agencies, they can finish opposition in whatever fashion the executive or the power that be chooses. Now, comments followed all of this. Someone said, truly, NNAMDI KANU is destroying Nigeria with the truth. With the truth. Now, with all of this from the man called the president of the Arewa Youth Consultative Forum, talking about NNAMDI KANU reporting to the international agencies, United Kingdom and United States of America, and this forced the hands of the government of Nigeria to look into the criminal allegations of this man that has been kicked out. Well, that being said, if this is reality, then that's a big one. That's a good one there. That's a good move. Because most of the times I do ask myself, and I try to ask people, I said, who is watching the watcher? Who is watching the agency that is supposed to go after people that are corrupt? What about if the money that they claim they show us on TV is not even reported? And that is exactly what has just happened. This MAGU is said to have received about 980 billion naira worth of assets, cash and a lot, and only 100 billion naira is reported. And now there is a way they move around themselves. They have the Ministry of Justice, which is headed by Malami, who brought up this issue, one, and they also have the Ministry of Finance, and they also have the central bank, the governor of central bank being also involved in whatever money is recovered or repatriated, just such as the Abacha loot. And one would have thought that they would have been transparent, but unfortunately, Malami, who is the Chief Justice, the Attorney General of the Federation, and also the Minister of Justice, is also involved in illegal. In fact, they said that he looked for a company that is riddled with criminal allegation to auction 6 crude oil tanks, ships on the IC. This oil was stolen from the shores of Nigeria. It was drilled illegally, oil bunkering and all of those things. And he did all of this. That's because he's going to get kicked back from it. Just imagine how much these people have earned. They've stolen from all these their criminal activities. We've seen them, go on private jets. We've seen them, their children driving expensive automobile. That's Malami. Look at the wedding. Look at his children. They drive very expensive automobile. Look at the very huge mansion that his own son lives in. I tell you that the amount of rooms in the mansion, that young man cannot stay in all of those rooms. That house is a mansion, and that's just one of the properties they have. And they also accuse the MAGU of reporting out of 845 properties that they collected from corrupt people. They said 300 and something of those properties disappeared. So MAGU is just taking his own percentage out of whatever is recovered, or whoever they arrested, whatever they take. And secondly, he also said that MAGU is involved in auctioning some of these things to his friends. And somehow, behind the scene, he gets these properties. And he's also said to have involved a prophet, a pastor, to help him launder money abroad, to go to Dubai to buy properties there. And he said he went with a pastor down there to buy this property. So these guys, they are all involved in one criminal activity or the other. There is no one amongst them that is free of it. So kudos to the indigenous people of Biafra with what has been reported. I know that more will come out of this. More will come out of this, because you cannot just keep quiet and you let these people continually go on doing what they do. So to have reported them, according to this report, according to what is out there, to the international body, and this forced the Nigerian government to look into all of these allegations. And they know that there are too much fact out there. There are too much to be seen for them to claim that they are fighting corruption and not making a mockery or bringing to shame MAGU so as to maintain their own image. Now, I do tell you that money is stolen from, they repatriate money, and they take it in from the front. Everyone sees this, and you believe that they are fighting corruption. The money disappears from the back. Simply put, they are relooting the loot. It's just the stronger hands taking back from the weaker hands at the moment. That's just what it is. It's a terrible situation that we are in Nigeria. You would have thought that people would have acted differently, acted better, but unfortunately, that's not what it is. You cannot trust the executive, you cannot trust the legislators, you cannot even trust the judiciary, you cannot trust any of the agencies or any of these ministries. You cannot trust any of them as long as it is cash. They are all interested. So kudos to the indigenous people of Biafra with this report.